This
I will
conference
tell
will
you
now be
about
recorded.
the installation. Okay, before all that, so let's discuss what all we understood yesterday. What all we understood yesterday? We understood what exactly is a full stack application. Okay, what exactly is a full stack application? Uh, a user gives a request. Okay, so that request is designed by the technologies like UI. Okay, so UI technologies basically HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and all this, right? Okay, and that request will go to the server. That request will go to the server, and that server will make use of the database. Server will make use of the database. Yes. So, and the database will give back the response to the server. Give back the response to the server, and that server gives back the response to the client. Yes. Yes or no? Same. What use case we have taken? We have taken the result use case. So result means a user gives his hall ticket number. So that hall ticket number request will reach the server, and that server can take the data from the database, and it will give back the response to the client. So who is client basically? Client system is basically the one which is giving the view to the user basically. Yes. So what is our main aim in this course, in this UI course? Okay, so in this UI course our main aim is to design the front end. Design what? Design the front end. So what is our main aim, sir? Our main aim is to design the front end. So using which technologies? HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and all. So initially we started with HTML programming. So what was HTML programming? It is a language which is used for developing the web pages. Developed for using what? Web pages. What it contains? It contains tags and attributes. It contains what? Tags and attributes. Yes. Okay. So tags are of how many types? Two types. So you have paired tag and you have unpaired tag. So paired tag means you will have a opening tag and you will have a closing tag. So when you talk about unpaired tag, so you will have a tag name. You will have only tag name. Content will be above or after. That is that depends on the tag you are using. And you can also have the tag name something like this. Yes or no? Okay. And then we developed the code also. So what was the first line of the code? Doc type HTML. What that line will tell you? That line will tell you that this is the HTML document. Sir, is it compulsory? No, optional. So if you want, you can have, otherwise you can just leave it also, no problem. Okay. So if it is there, it's good. Okay. Next is HTML. Who is HTML? HTML is the parent tag. HTML is the parent tag. So parent tag of what? Parent tag of the whole document. Parent tag of the whole doc. All the other things will be inside that HTML only. Will be inside that HTML. So inside that HTML, the first thing that you have seen is head. So in head, you will have some information which is related to the page, which is not related to the body or content. So it is related to the page, some information on the page. So when the page is loaded, something should happen compulsory. So that head is responsible for that. Yes or no? So next title. So in head you have title. So title, where the title will be represented? The title will be represented here. The title of the page. Okay, right. Then you can create this icon also, but later in CSS we will see how we can put that icon. So we will see there. Okay. So here you have the body. So body part is the visible part. It is the body or the content of the web page. Content of the web page can be kept under what? Under the body. And we saved that file as what? Okay. And one more thing we have seen, br tag. Br tag was giving us breaks. No, br tag was giving us break. So line break literally. What it was giving? It was giving the line break. Okay. Oh, welcome to UI classes. Break means next line. Next, hope you enjoy these classes. Next line. Okay, so this is an unpaired tag. What is this tag? Unpaired tag. Okay, this we have done in Notepad. Yes. So what we need to do? We need to save it. We need to save it. So save it like what? Save it as .html or .html also is fine. You can save it as .html or you can save it as .html also, no problem. HTML or HTML both are same. .html. Extension is compulsory because that is depending on that extension only, it will understand application to be taken, so which application will open our files, web browsers. Who will open our files? Web browsers. So web browsers are responsible for opening these files. Clear? Understood my points here? Okay. Then we executed. The executed means we directly ran it. Okay. So today, as I've told you, I will show you the execution in Visual Studio. Visual Studio Code. Okay. So for this, what you have to do is open any browser of your choice. There is no need of only opening Chrome or only opening anything. Okay. So suppose I opened Binge. Okay. I opened Binge. Opened the Microsoft Edge. Okay. So with Binge search engine. So what I'll say is, I'll say Visual Studio Code download. Visual Studio Code download. Just say Visual Studio Code download. Okay. So Visual Studio Code download, right? And once you say Visual Studio Code download, so you can have various options. So you can just go to here, second website. So this is like something like add. Okay, so don't click on that. So click on here. Download Visual Studio Code, Mac, Linux, or Windows. Okay, so just click on this. So screenshots I have already saved here. Okay, so you can just go to them later. So double click on this or single click on that, no problem. So you will get something like this. Okay, so what you are going to get now, so you are going to get a page wherein all the downloads are there, all the files are there. So something like this. So you can select Windows, Mac if your system is Mac, if your system is Linux machine. So you can select any of this. But most of us have the Windows machine, right? Okay, so most of us have the Windows machine. So now here you can see we have for Windows, for Linux, and for Mac. Okay, so you can just click here on Windows. Okay, so click on Windows. So once you click on Windows, what will happen? Okay, so it is going to get downloaded. It is going to get downloaded here. Okay, yes, am I clear? So what it is going to do now? It is going to download. Okay, so download will take a little bit 2 minutes of time depending on your internet. Okay, so and after getting downloaded, okay, after getting downloaded, just double click on it. Yes, double click on it, then you will get agree. Don't read all this, no need. So just say accept the agreement. Okay, then you have the destination. Don't change it, let it be as it is. Okay, let it be as it is. So then go here, don't change anything, don't put anything. So slowly you can just say install. Okay, install. It will take installation 2 minutes of time, and then it will be installed. Okay, and you can launch in you can launch in where? You can launch in the Windows Visual Studio Code app. So you will get the app. So don't again go for the installer. So you can go for the app, Visual Studio Code app. Okay. So this, and then you will get this particular window, and on that you can say new text file. Then you can type the document and then save as, and then if you want to run, you can say start debugging. Okay, so if you want to do any updations, you can redo it. Okay, so simple things, very simple. So I want you to install it right away. Okay, so I'll also install with you. Okay, anyhow, in my system it is there, but still I can run it once again, so that if any updations are there, it may take place. Okay, I'm also running with you all. Okay, so what I have to say now? Accept the agreement. Okay, what I said? Accept the agreement. Yes, say next. Okay, so create a desktop icon. Directly I'm going there. So say next, say install. Okay, it will take less time for me because it is already there. It is already there. So that is why it might take less time for me, but for you it might take a little bit more time. I did not change anything. I just said next, 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 install. That's it. Okay, done. Okay, so you'll take the advantage of Visual Studio Code. So then I'll say launch. Say finish. No, sir, I don't want to launch. I want to launch from here. So go to Windows button and say Visual Studio. So you can say just VS also. So you can see here Visual Studio Code app. Just open it. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just close the previous files, if any. Right. Okay. You'll get this kind of window. Okay. Color may be different depending on your selection. Okay. And we're talking about the tags, which are two types. What are they? Semantic tags and non-semantic tags. Semantic tags and non-semantic tags. So whenever we talk about semantic tags, so these tags will convey the type of the content they can hold. What they will do? They will convey the type of the content they will hold. Now, for example, title tag is there. So what does the title tag will tell you? Title tag will tell you, hey boss, I'm holding the title for you. Form tag, I am going to give a form for you. Table tag, I'm going to give a table for you. Yes, and coming to non-semantic tags. So whenever we talk about non-semantic tags, that they do not convey the type of content. Now BR tag is there, HR tag is there. So by looking at them, we will not understand this will do that. So we have to know it. BR tag. What a BR tag will do? BR tag will break the line. HR tag will give a horizontal line on the page. Is that clear? Yes or no? So these are the semantic and the non-semantic tags. So these are the types of tags with the reference to the contents. With reference to the contents. And what about the paid and unpaid? With reference to the structure. With reference to the structure. Yes, and this is reference to the content. And we also have something else which reference to the data, which reference to the data, or which reference to the lines, number of lines, and all. So that we will see later. Is that clear? Okay. Now we will understand the. So I'll not be saying this is semantic, this is non-semantic. You will only understand. Yes. So first thing always we should understand is header tags. Okay. What is the first thing that we need to understand? Header tags. Header tags. So header tags are the tags that will range from H1 to H6. H1 to H6. Or I should say, better I can say heading tags rather than header tags, because we also have a semantic tag called header. We also have a semantic tag called header, footer. Now you might get confused, so that is why I'm changing the name. I'm changing the name to heading tags. Heading tags. Heading. Okay. So generally heading, where we give headings, top of the page and all, right? So for generating the headings, we have six tags. We have six levels of tags. How many tags? Six levels of tags. These are used for generating the headings in the web page. Headings in the web page in six levels. How many levels? Six levels. That is from H1 to H6. H1 to H6. H1 to H6. H1 to H6. Is that clear? from H1 to H6. Yes or no? Okay. So now, so who is big, who is small, we should understand. H1 is the H1 gives the largest header and H6 gives the smallest. Okay, H1 gives the largest header, H6 gives the smallest. H1 gives what? Largest header, and H6 gives the smallest. Now let's use them and then understand and then come back to the discussion. Okay, because once you see, you will understand more. Now what I want is, okay, H1. So H1, I will put HTML. Okay, H1. So then I can say, how many levels? Or if I give H7, H8, will it give you an error? No. So HTML will not throw any error, syntax error, runtime, nothing like that. Only 6 levels. So you will not have any H0, H5, I mean sorry, H15, nothing like that. So you have H1 to H6, H1 to H6. So you cannot use H7, H8 and think that I'll get a bigger one or a smaller one. No. So you will range from H1 to H6 only, where H1 is the highest, H6 is the lowest. H1 is the highest and H6 is the lowest. So H1, H2, H3, H3. Here also I'll say H3. Here I'll say H4. Here I'll say H4. Here I'll say H5. Here I'll say H5. Here I'll say H6. I'm not changing the content. You can change the content. No problem. Right. So you have to tell me what all you observed. Okay. So what all you observed, you have to tell me. H1 is giving you the largest heading. This is like eye testing, no? So in eye testing, we see the specs, eye and him eye specs. So when we go to eye testing, there will be large one, small one. Remember, when you go to eye testing, doctor will show no large one, small one. So like that it is. Okay. Hmm. No comedy, huh? Fine. HTML, 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 HTML. So what is H1? Large one. What is H2? Smaller. Then, yes, okay. One thing. And next thing, what you observe? Okay, I'll show you like this. This will be better. Now tell me what happened. No, no, size is same. We gave side by side, but still they came one by one. Why? Because automatically break is taken. Automatically what? Break is taken. So every H1, H2 and all, they will automatically put a break. They'll automatically put a break before, put a break after. Am I clear with my points? So automatically what they are doing? They are giving the breaks. They are giving the breaks. So automatically they are giving the break. So I'm not going to give you the facility for copy and I want you to develop the code. Okay, I want you to develop the code. So that is why what I'm doing. I'm not giving you copy and paste. I'm giving you the image. Okay, screenshot. Yes, exactly. I'm giving you the. So what did you observe? There will be breaks. So here I gave in one line, but are they coming in single line? No, they are coming in one each line. Heading, no heading. What is heading specialty? So that will be only there in that line. There will be nothing. Sir, if I have to get it center, all that is styling. All that is styling. So we'll do styling later. We'll do styling later. Yes. Okay. Now we will see a tag which is not very much used nowadays, but still it will make your day actually. Okay. So we are going to see a marquee tag. Which tag? Marquee tag. So what we are going to see? We are going to see a marquee tag. Okay. Marquee tag. Okay. So marquee tag, because a lot of styles have come, so no one is using this tag nowadays, but still it is interesting one, so we can see marquee tag. So this tag moves the text from right to left, left to right, and all those things. Okay, so this tag moves the text on the screen in the specific directions. In the specific direction. So it will move in the specific direction. Whatever direction you want, it will move basically. Yes. Okay. So then how can I use this? Okay. Now H1 is which kind of tag? Non-semantic. Second, paired tag. Paired tag and non-semantic tags. Because H1 it is not telling you that this is heading and all. We are getting it. We are getting to know. Am I clear? Now you are understanding what is semantic, non-semantic, paired, unpaired. Yes? Okay. So this tag moves the text on the screen in specific directions. Okay, fine. So what we will do now is, so we will take out all these things, and we will say marquee. Why I said it is not used nowadays? No, so you can see. Now, for example, I'm saying something like, okay, mark is there actually. Mark is the tag which is available. Okay, now it is coming now automatically. But what I told you, marquee is not available in HTML5 actually. HTML5 is not allowing you marquee, so that is why it is not available. So you can see marquee is not coming, but still we can use it. Not recommended, of course. Okay, marquee tag. Yes, tag is there, but it is not very much used in HTML5. So now Visual Studio is enabling that HTML5. What is the version that we are using? HTML5 we are using. So HTML5 we are using. So it is not enabling that previous versions. So that is why marquee is not being there here. Okay, marquee. This is HTML programming. So HTML programming. So this is HTML programming. So save this. Now this is what is marquee for you. So what is happening? Automatically it is coming from left to so means if I say it is like my right to my left, right? My right to my left. Okay. So if I'm looking at it like this, I'm saying from right to left. Yes. But if the browser is saying, if the browser says, what it can say, what browser can say. So now think like a browser. You are a browser now. What you can say? Don't think like a user. Think like a browser. What it say? I'm giving from, so browser, you're like this, no? I'm giving from left to right. Yes or no? Am I clear? Am I clear? Okay. So this is the marquee tag. This is the marquee tag. So let us not go into the details. We can go up, down, right, left, and also, but as it is not being used, we will not worry about that. Okay. Yes, this is which tag? Marquee tag. Understood now? Marquee tag. What marquee tag will do? Marquee tag will make the text to move from left to right or right to left, depending on what you see, depending on what you say. You from browser point of view, you say, or from your point of view, you can say. Yes, browser point of view means left to right. Our point of view means right to left. Yes. Okay. So sorry, break the line in the sense. Yeah, you can do anything inside, whatever you want, you can do. Okay. right? So you can put h1, you can nest the tags, no problem. So there are some tags which will not allow nesting, that I'll tell you later. So this is which tag? Marquee tag. Yes, marquee tag is a tag which is going to revolve your text. Speed also you can manage, all that you can manage. Yes. Okay. Now we will talk about uh, some tags which will be okay. So otherwise I'll tell you. Now we have seen paid tags, unpaid tags, right? We have seen semantic tags, non-semantic tags. Now we will talk about the tags classification based on their what do you call behavior, based on their behavior. So based on their behavior, okay. Types of tags based, okay, with reference to, with reference to, okay, I'll say block. That is better. Behavior and all will not look good. With reference to block. With reference to blocks. What are they, sir? They are inline tags and block tags. Inline tags, block tags. Try to understand this. Inline. Inline means same line. Inline means what? Same line. Block means you can have multiple lines. You can have multiple lines. Now, for example, H1 is there. Okay. So, okay, let me write. So now H1, what I will do here is H1. Now, how many lines I wrote? Two lines. No. Okay. So let me run this. Now, what you are observing here? The result is in the same line. You might write in separate lines, no problem. But they will come in the same line. They'll come in the same line. So this is in line for you. What is this? In line. Now, for example, if I'm using one tag, which is like p tag, okay? So p tag, so something like I will say, okay, not p tag, I will say pre tag. This pre tag I'll use. Okay. Now tell me what happened. It came in multiple lines, no? Right? You put in multiple lines, it came in multiple lines. So it is a block tag. It is a block tag. So some of the things will be block tags and some of the things will be inline. So H1 we will talk about. So H1 is a special case here. We'll talk about whether it is inline or blocked. Okay, we'll talk about that. So that's like a small suspense for you. Okay, so then you will understand why it is called inline or why it is called block kind of. Okay, the result might be in the same line, but what it is, what exactly it is, we call it. So now you understood what is inline, what is block. Yes. So we'll talk much more about that in our next session. Yes. So hope you understood today's class, everyone. So what all we discussed? See, learning HTML is easy, but how the things are applied, how the things are called, what are the things that are there? Okay. So what we can represent this, what we can represent this. So that is important in HTML. Yes, HTML learning is very easy. I'm not saying no. So you don't need an instructor also to be very clear. But that instructor will tell you how these are used, why these are used, what are these called. That is where you require an instructor or a mentor, I should say. Yes. So we'll talk much more about it, much more interesting things in our Friday's session. Okay, right? Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. Bye.